Hi, I'm Maggie Williams and I'm back again with another episode. This time we're talking about channels for the business model canvas in our series of video lectures for implementing business and products. So, channels, I just realized that by rounding up the previous video on customer relationships, I gave an example that might be confusing because I talked about my contact with the electricity company and that they only want to service me through email and the internet, and that for some things I would rather have a simple, basic, old-fashioned letter. You could actually see this not so much in terms of a different relationship, but in terms of using a different channel for communication. So there is some overlap, and apologies if that was a bad example, relating maybe more to the channel than to the relationship in itself. However, if it's upsetting me, it's more about the relationship. So let's go into channels. Channels are related also to the customer relationship. If you're talking about buying something in a regular shop, then the channel mostly is in one place. However, let's go first through the customer relationship phases. The phases as mentioned here are slightly different than in the one on customer relationships, but so that please don't be confused. So awareness, getting to know about the product. Evaluation, what do I want to choose, this product or that product? Do I want to go to this restaurant or that restaurant? How do I get my information? And then purchase. So I make a certain choice for a product, a service. Then delivery. If I'm in a restaurant, it gets delivered there. If I order it online, then delivery comes through a different channel. And then after sales. So all these different phases can be in the same channel. If you go to the market, you get all of them probably in one go. But whereas, for example, with special brands, awareness goes through advertising campaigns, evaluation may be online via a forum, purchase could be then again on a separate channel online or in a real life shop, delivery could come through a different channel, and after sales again through a different channel. So each of the phases in the customer relationship can be dealt with through a different channel, or it's possible. It's not always the case, but it is possible, and you have to think about it. Even purchasing, especially distribution channels, are very important in marketing, and you can have very different channel types. I mean, this course is not about the marketing. If you work in a bigger organization, you will find all the different people involved. So, but for example, a company like Heineken sells to wholesalers. They have their own bar network that gets supplied directly through them, and then they deliver it to supermarkets, to retail chains, etc. So those are different distribution channels with different volumes. So the containers that go to wholesale to the United States, they go in much larger numbers with a different type of logistics than the more specialized detailed logistics with which they supply to their own bar network. So Apple, they have their own store network, and they have their premium resellers. They have the mobile networks and retail chains that sell Apple products for them. There's web shops that sell their products. So they have all these different types of distribution channels that they manage, that they have separate negotiations with, and of course where they manage not just the actual distribution, but also their brand integrity, that the brand communication is the same across all these different channels and stuff like that. If you think about a company like Philips, they have consumer products, but they also have high-end medical products. Those two have completely different distribution channels. And selling CAT scanners that has a very different channel than getting into the retail shops, online shops, etc. Think about a company like Unilever. They sell mostly to supermarkets, etc. So they have their distribution channels are to other sellers. They don't have their own shops, etc. So again, for them, distribution is a different ballgame. So for your product, you also have to think about where you are with these distribution channels. And here's a general division. You can have for the final distribution step to the customer, if you talk about where they can purchase it, you can have them through a partner or your own distribution channels. And then from your own, you could be direct, sales on the web, or you have your own sales force. It could be more indirect when you have your own stores, and of course it goes first to the store and through the store, through the end customer. That's why it's called indirect. And your partners, again, they could also again be selling. You could be selling to wholesalers, or you could work with partner stores. So if you look at a brand like Eastpak, their stuff is sold on tas.nl. It's sold in the V&D. They have their own premium shops. They have their own websites, but you can also find them on other websites. So they are using all the possible distribution channels. These distribution channels will have different profitabilities, different costs, different attention, but apparently for them it is interesting to use all these distribution channels. So from a point of view of marketing, these channels are not just about transport. It's not about getting your stuff or your communication or your aftercare to the customer. And it's also not just about doing that in the best possible volume with the best possible cost price. It's also part of a branding strategy. So if you look at the Clinique shop-in-shop, that can be in a high-end store, that is designed to match with the brand, of course, of the store where they are in. You wouldn't find that Clinique store in the HEMA. You could find it in the Bijenkorf, of course. So it's part of the branding strategy, which channel goes where, how to reach that customer. And so for your own project, think about awareness, evaluation, purchase, delivery, and after sales. Are there different channels? Are there different options for channels? How do you fill that in? So when you talk about optimizing your channel or getting the optimized choice related to the customer segments, how are you doing it now? Is it integrated? Which ones work best? Which ones are more cost efficient? Of course, many things can be more cost efficient, but not necessarily what your customer wants. How are we integrating them with customer routines? So if you go to the supermarket on a regular basis, then that could be the place to buy something that you need regularly, or that could be a good, so you see that now you can pick up your bol.com packages from the Albertine. That is integrating something in your customer routine in terms of optimizing channels from the point of view of the customer segment. So relating it again, as we always do, back to the value proposition, because that is our core. So the value proposition, that is through which the value proposition gets delivered. That is the core important channel. And then the communication channel. Through which channel do you communicate with your customer segment? Choose that and choose it wisely. That's it for today. See you next time. Be cool. Why is it always so long?